So everything can be sacrificed for truth, but truth cannot be sacrificed for anything, because the moral things, backbone of everything depends on the truth. If you are truthful, then you are correct and right. So you can go ahead with that. So we have to follow truth. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, those who are following truth are sleeping on the lap of the God. So such is the importance of truth. In every sphere of life, we should hold on the truth, whether we succeed or fail. But truth will lead us to success in afterward. I will start with, today we will start with types of nutrition. So we will start with today types of nutrition. So before that, going into the types, I should start with what is nutrition, because that will be required. And when we are talking about the nutrition, we generally talk about first with these trees who are doing many things for us. So can you recognize the two trees here, left and right? Can you recognize two trees here, left and right? I think very easy to identify the left one, if not the right one. Can you identify the left one? I think very easy to identify, because there are some fruits are mentioned here. You can see.
Mangoes.
Here, certainly. And right side? Mango. Left side, mango. Right side? Anyone? The tallest tree on
Left side, mango, Swamiji.
Okay, that I understand, but right side. The tallest tree on earth. Can you remember what is that? Tallest tree on earth. Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, so we will first start with the left side. Is, you have correctly recognized, it is mango tree, certainly, and the right side is the tallest tree on earth, and this is your redwood or sequoia. Please write it. And generally the height 115 meter or so. You can expect that it will be nearly 23-storied building, like very tall enough. So redwood, sequoia. So whatever the plant, we generally find they are having green leaves. They are performing photosynthesis, producing organic foodstuffs. So all these things are there with the plants. We were discussing about photosynthesis, and at that time we discussed, and also we know very well. So these are the photosynthetic trees, and so photosynthetic, but there are trees, or rather plants, not trees. So plants which are not having chlorophyll or not undergoing photosynthesis. Here one golden color, that type of plant is there. Can you name that one? Golden color plant is here. So golden color plant, unable to perform, unable to do any sort of photosynthetic activity, commonly known as dodder plant or Cuscuta. There are several varieties, species. So Cuscuta salina is here, Cuscuta marsh dodder. So dodder plant looking like golden. So this type of golden like fibers, this is actually a plant. And not only a plant, it can produce flowers as well. Now before discussing anything, I would just try to classify types of nutrition. Because many times small questions are coming up and how to remember. It will be also necessary to remember many things, and we can write properly in the exam. That is also important. We have learned many things but cannot write in exam. It should not be. So we have to develop some ideas and develop some practices how to remember things well. So types of nutrition we are classifying here. We will classify, also we will put examples here. So types of nutrition we can classify on the basis of whether one is using energy and inorganic elements or inorganic compounds, inorganic substances for production of food. Then they should be called one head, that is autotrophic. please remember, in terms of in case of nutrition, all terms are trophic, but in case of movement, all terms are tropic. H will be not there. Trophic, related with nutrition. Anything related with movement will be tropic. So one is autotrophic, another is heterotrophic, which is hetero means different, which are not auto, not generating the organic molecules from inorganic, organic substances and utilizing energy, so they should be known as heterotrophic. Now, heterotrophic is a very broad group and we can classify in a different manner. So at least we will classify 3 groups. So we will classify 3 groups: parasitic, then symbiotic, and saprotrophic. Again, try to please remember saprotrophic. Saprotrophic, when we use trophic, then we add all kingdom. If we use saprophyte, only at that time plants will be included. In your book, saprophyte is mentioned, please avoid that, because saprophyte only includes plant. We are including every group, including bacteria, including animal, including protists, fungi, everyone. When we are only including plants, we can at that time use saprophyte, but not other time. So better use saprotrophic, so to include everyone. Now these are classified on the basis of different modes. We will come later on if time permits. So parasitic can be defined, we would like to classify it on the basis of different groups: fungi, plant, and animalia. At least 3 groups we have to study. So symbiotic also can be classified into several heads. Symbiotic means relationship between 2 groups helping each other, maybe sometimes helping both of them each other, but sometimes one are getting help, another is not getting help, but still they have some association on the standpoint of nutrition. So bacteria, plant, bacteria, animal, then plant, fungi, and animal. So these are known as symbiotic groups. When nutritionally helping each other, may not be helping fully each other, but at least one partner is getting help from other from standpoint of nutrition. So we can classify bacteria, plant, bacteria, animal, plant, fungi, and animal. Then to saprotrophic. So please remember why we use saprotrophic, why we are not using another term. Be specific with that idea. So saprotrophic, you can also classify here. So you will classify fungi, similarly the left group, plant and animal. Now examples. Can I get any example from you? We'll start with that. So autotrophic, I think very easy. Mango tree, many trees close to our home, close to our school, outside, all are more autotrophic. Now heterotrophic, we will come to the parasitic fungi, Claviceps. I would also like to show you the pictures later on. So fungi, Claviceps purpurea, creating disease, the ergot disease. Plant parasitic, Cuscuta, you have seen, it is taking the help of others, host tree for nourishment. So parasitic in nature, it cannot perform photosynthesis. Parasitic animal, liver fluke. It remains in a human being, also some other animals. Now symbiotic, bacteria and plant, Rhizobium and pea plant. Whenever you are writing Rhizobium or something like that, you should underline it straight line, because this is scientific name. In your book, you may find that scientific names are not written properly. In book, it should be italicized. this is the standard norm. You have to do it. In case of printing, you should either italicized or you should give underline. In case of your copy, you have to write with underline. Otherwise, it should not be correct. So rhizobium is the bacteria and the pea plant. So they have the association. I think you know rhizobium is taking nitrogen from the atmosphere, making it nitrate salt and providing it pea plant. And in turn, pea plant also providing it some organic molecules. Bacteria and animal, E. coli and human being. E. coli is the bacteria. E. coli is the bacteria present in human intestine. E. coli providing vitamin B12. I think other day someone of you had told me. So E. coli providing vitamin B12, having a real association with human, and E. coli take up digested food from human intestine. So both are nutritionally helping each other. And plant and fungi, very commonly placed name is lichen. This is an association of plant and fungi. Fungi generally take up the minerals and water from the soil or some substratum or substrate, and plant it can manufacture photosynthetically some organic molecules with the help of other things, and they can help each other. So this is lichen. Then animal, sea anemone and anemone fish. Sea anemone, a Cnidarian animal, an anemone fish, from name it can, I understand it's a fish. So these are having symbiotic relationship. Then saprotrophic, fungi. Agaricus, I think mushroom, very common to all of you. Then plant. Then plant monotropa. Perhaps you have seen it, may not be familiar with it. We would like to see it in picture as well. And animal, very common to all of us, is earthworm. So this is very broad classification of types of nutrition, or rather classification of nutrition, and several examples from several groups. At least you should know one example in each head. We have done it. You should remember more also, because sometimes in the MCQ, they are giving the example, and from there you have to identify what is the mode of nutrition we can find there. So we should go further also. Now we again checking up with our ideas, autotrophic nutrition, whatever the plant we can understand, we can see. So left side is mango plant and right side guava plant. Both are having autotrophic nutrition. So may I ask you, what is autotrophic nutrition? And then to understand this point. So what should be autotrophic nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which organisms produce organic food by using energy. So fundamentally think, energy is to be utilized, and inorganic components like carbon dioxide, water. Then that mode of nutrition will be known as autotrophic nutrition. In case of cook in the hotels, they are not using energy and inorganic compounds for preparing their own food. Not that. So that's why that is why they are not autotrophic in the nutrition should not be called as autotrophic nutrition. So in case of plants, in case of some bacteria, in case of some protists, we will find that autotrophic nutritions are going on. Those who are using these things, those who are actually going for photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. So autotrophic nutrition, the definition should be this: using energy, using inorganic components, and producing food, organic food. So that should be our definition for autotroph only by simple belief. Now next is from autotroph, we can get the meaning from its language, the original language from Greek. Auto means self. Trophos means feeder. And autotrophs are also named in different way also, like it can be named as producers, sometimes it is named as converters, sometimes it is transducers. Converters because solar energy is converted or chemical energy is converted into another. In case especially in the solar energy, it is converted into the bond energy or chemical energy or or sometimes it is known as potential energy. Transducer also is the same issue, it can change the energy. So autotrophs are sometimes, in case of questions, it is coming up with this also. Mark the producers here in the group. Who are the producers among the following groups? You have to identify. So these are the names as it is used, so we should be also careful about the names. So producers, converters, transducers. Autotrophs are this. So these are all autotrophs. Now next to pass to this, so autotrophic nutrition, at least we have to know this one. And autotrophs, there is very important point here, forms the basis of any biotic systems where organisms are involved. Like photosynthetic organisms are going on, producing food and eaten up by some carnivores, and carnivores are eaten up by next group and then next group. So these are not the biotic system. So in case of any biotic system, autotrophs will form the basis. If there are autotrophs, generally we can find there is a basic biotic system. So autotrophs will be there. Now if we say who are autotrophs, so taking consideration autotrophic nutrition, only we will change the language, nothing else, and then we will be fine with this autotroph. Who will be autotroph? So autotroph is an organism that produces complex organic molecules or compounds from simple inorganic molecules using energy from light or inorganic chemical reactions. So first part is photosynthetic organisms and last part is the chemosynthetic organisms. Some bacteria will be there. Now we would pass to next one, autotroph. So from very thing, and the banyan tree, I think this is very common to us. Photosynthetic, very large plant, and this is your autotroph. Then phytoplankton, very microscopic. Phytoplankton is all over the ocean, all over many plants. So phytoplankton, microscopic unicellular organism. So this is phytoplankton, belongs to protist group. There are several types of producers. Phytoplankton, small group to very large group, very larger trees, or sometimes trees smaller, like paddy and wheat, not very longer tree, taller trees, but still they're covering most of the land areas. So these two are, paddy and wheat are the two flowering plants covering most of the land, so to say. So in case of forest also, we find many trees are there which are known as producers, capturing solar energy. So there are all there should be under the group autotrophic nutrition. There are producers here also. Can you remember this plant? Can you remember this plant? No. So this is your orchid. That time we talked about and also saw visiting a forest and also seeing that how these green roots are there. Photosynthetic roots are also there. This is one photosynthetic protist. Please note one thing more also. The kingdom name is Protista, and the individual of that group should be known as protist. Like group name, kingdom name is Plantae, but the individuals are known as plant. Group name, kingdom name is known as Animalia. Individuals are known as animals. So here photosynthetic protist, example Euglena. Remember this name, photosynthetic protist. So we are starting with the examples. We have started with the plant example we have seen. Now starting with protist, many examples, so it can produce organic molecules photosynthetically. This is Chrysamoeba. Right side is the picture drawn and left side under microscope. So photosynthetic protist Chrysamoeba. Please write the examples. It will help you. Photosynthetic protist Chrysamoeba. So 5 kingdom classification, according to this classification, they should come under Protista kingdom. These are all photosynthetic. So these are photosynthetic. Spelling must be carefully written, and you should underline it because it is scientific name. I have written italicized in a little inclined. Now, heterotrophic nutrition, certainly the other groups who cannot do this one, as we mentioned earlier. So who cannot do this will be known as hetero, means other. So the mode of nutrition in which organisms depend on other organisms for food is known as heterotrophic nutrition. Simple idea. Many organisms, especially the animals, all are heterotrophs. There is no one in animal who can manufacture food, organic molecules from inorganic sources and energy. So mode of nutrition in animals, including human being. So heterotrophic nutrition. Now heterotrophic nutrition, from its name, need not to write the next line, next part, but to understand it. So this organism will obtain certainly from other sources organic molecules, because everybody will require fuel, as we mentioned earlier. So they will get energy from other sources. Heteros means other and trophos means feeders. All the time it is going on. So heteros, every time it will be heteros, like many times it will come heteros or homo. Homo means uniform or same. So if it is homo, then homologous, like heterologous. So if it is like this, so homologous means same type. So it will like this. Heteros means only write heteros means other. That will help you. Rest need not to write. So heteros, Greek word heteros means other, and trophos means feeders. These are the original word which are deriving our next terminology, heterotroph. So autotroph and heterotroph, only this much. The definition and these heteros, that will be fine with you.